And greetings, everyone, and welcome to Buzz for Good, where we talk all things nonprofits, the people they serve, and the good they do. And today we are buzzing about the nonprofit No Bounds, which provides educational resources and workforce training for individuals with intellectual disabilities in Roanoke. They are participating in a really cool fundraiser for Special Olympics Virginia, which is coming up on September the 28th. And I'm going to chat with one of the leaders of No Bounds and share with you how you can get involved with this inspiring organization that works really hard to give folks who suffer from autism, Down syndrome, and other intellectual disabilities the collegiate training that they need to fulfill their professional and personal ambitions. I'm also going to share with you a sneak listen to our next new Buzz television show starring the nonprofit Mountain View Humane, which provides high quality and low cost veterinary services for pet loving families. Mountain View Humane serves southwestern Virginia and surrounding regions and is working to reduce the number of stray and unwanted animals, and was seeking ways to highlight its 100,000th spay and neuter surgery. And to the rescue came some talented advertising students from nearby Radford University. This episode, which is our 51st Buzz, by the way, kicks off our 5th season this Wednesday, August 28th on Blue Ridge PBS. And again, I'm going to share with you more about that episode coming up later on in today's show. And, of course, I'm going to celebrate the start of Virginia Tech football. We're going to go and revisit our 2023 episode starring the Hokie Way, which provides Virginia Tech athletes the opportunity to use their name, image, and likeness to help nonprofits. And we will replay our interviews with head coach Brent Pry and a couple of his players. But first, I am Michael Hemphill. I'm the creator and host of this radio show, Buzz for Good, as well as the TV show Buzz that airs every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. on Blue Ridge PBS. You can also check out one of our 50 episodes to date on our YouTube channel at Buzz for Good. That's Buzz, B-U-Z-Z, 4, Good. Also our website, buzzforgood.com. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and even TikTok, all at Buzz for Good. Many thanks for tuning in to learn more about the nonprofits serving the Roanoke region as well as all throughout Virginia. And now let's get to my conversation with Aaron Hall, Assistant Executive Director of No Bounds, and the really cool fundraising opportunity that they are getting involved with that you can get involved with as well. All right, it's my pleasure to welcome here to Buzz for Good, Aaron Hall, who is the Assistant Executive Director of the nonprofit No Bounds. Aaron, welcome.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here, and I appreciate your time.
Absolutely. So we've got a pretty cool fundraiser that you guys are going to be involved with on September the 28th, the Southwest Virginia Playing Pool. But before we get to that, remind listeners on what exactly is No Bounds.
Okay, yeah. So No Bounds is a post-secondary education facility for adults with intellectual disabilities. So as some people may or may not know, in the public education, students can stay in public education till the age of 22. And at the age of 22, they age out. And what we're finding is a lot of our students, once they get to 22, they kind of fall off because, of course, there's not a whole lot of educational things out there for them. But what No Bounds is trying to do is to continue their education and try to get them gainful employment. We have some partners throughout the Roanoke Valley that we're working with, and we're trying to branch out. And while No Bounds is primarily here in Roanoke, we have some of our students are from Allegheny County. We're getting down into Montgomery County. And into the city of Salem. So we're branching out. What's cool about No Bounds is right now we charge our families $0.
Wow.
So our students, and right now we're servicing between 34 and 36 students. Okay. And that's from ages 18 to 56. So, and that's males and females, and that's all different abilities. So we have a wide range of students that we help out.
Yeah, so talk about briefly kind of the types of intellectual disabilities that your students have.
So we have some of our students with Down syndrome. We have some of our students that have traumatic brain injuries.
Hmm.
Um, that could have been due to things at birth. We had one that was involved in a car collision at a young age, and now they have a traumatic brain injury. We also service students that have all different types of autism. So it's kind of cool that our students, while there's 30 plus of them, there are a wide range of disabilities for them, and we get to service them and see them grow on a weekly basis.
Awesome. You know, so the public school system provides, I guess, education services for these kids who are now young adults up until the age of 22. How come they're not already, I guess, prepared for some kind of gainful employment?
So that is the goal of public education is to get them gainful employment. But what we see is they just kind of fall off, whether they can't get transportation because it's a lot on their caregivers, and most of their caregivers are their parents. And
Yeah.
as our students get older, so do their parents, and a lot of them are working jobs, two jobs, three jobs, and they're taking care of other family members. So a lot of our students get services from the government, so they get some money that way. So a lot
Mhm.
of them just don't go out and get employment. And then what we're finding out is a lot of our students, when they get employed, they're not getting very great jobs. A lot of times they're
Yeah.
doing like janitorial work and things like that. Not that we want to take away from that because that is important, but we want them to actually enjoy their job. So when they
Yeah.
come to No Bounds, we ask them, what do you enjoy? And then classes to navigate them to get to the job that they want to do.
Yeah, I recall a conversation I had with your executive director, Tina Bondari, well over a year ago, and she said what oftentimes, I mean, the goal perhaps of, and this is a generalization, but the goal of public school is to prepare them for a job, not necessarily for the job that they are capable of or really have a passion for. And so that's where
Correct.
you guys come in, is where you're like, not only are you trying to see, all right, well, what are the unique interests, just like of anybody else their age, what are their unique interests of this particular person, and how can we bring those, provide the education so that that person can actually utilize that passion and that desire.
Yeah, and that's what we're trying to do. And what's really cool, and we continue to grow, and we do no advertising, which is kind of cool. But and we've had people as far as Seattle, Washington, reach out to us and say, "Hey, how can we get into your program?"
Yeah.
So we actually have one of our students who starts today at JMU and is trying to get, and I have no doubts he will get his bachelor's degree. So that is really cool that we've partnered with JMU for that one student, and now we have two more that are going through the process that we hope to start really soon, getting them their bachelor's degree. Because a lot of these kids, sorry, I say kids, so a lot of these
Yeah.
adults when they come out of high school, they're told they're not going to amount to much, and we prove every day that that's not necessarily the case.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun to see them grow and get excited. And there's a lot of things happening at No Bounds behind the scenes. And as we continue to grow, it's going to be awesome. Like today, we just partnered up with ECPI University here in Roanoke, and we're going to be one of their clinical sites for their nursing students.
Hmm.
So not only will they be able to work with our students in the facility, we're actually going to let them go to our students' houses and be in that environment and see how they live and how they interact at home, not just in a setting like a school.
Mm. Well, and one more question about this, and then we'll get to your
Yeah,
fundraiser. But
sure.
again, I recall from my earlier conversation that sometimes with your population, it's not so much their what they're capable of, but for so long in their lives, they've kind of been not written off, but just kind of allowed to get by because there's not a strong expectation for what they can do, and therefore, they're allowed to kind of just do what a lot of
It is right.
teenagers do and just kind of be, maybe perhaps get a little lazy, not have a
Yeah.
strong work ethic, which is what everybody has to fight with their teenage kids, but it's a
Right.
particular thing here with your kids.
Absolutely, and you're 100% correct. So Dr. B or Dr. Bendari, she tends to do the more of the instructional side, and I tend to do more of the health and fitness.
Mm,
And that is the battle we fight on a daily basis, is because for so long, uh, when they go to PE class in public school, and I'm not trying to knock it, but
yeah,
they just went in there and just kind of sat down and just kind of existed. And now we're trying to, and we've partnered with Gold's Gym in Roanoke, and they give us a discount on our membership. So all of our students
nice.
get a great membership. And Jay, the manager over there, he's been super awesome. He's making workout plans for our students, and the battle that we have is on a daily or every couple of days. They're just like, I don't feel like doing it, and we have to, and sometimes we forget that they have a lot of issues going on with their body, and it's hard for them to get moving. So we got to
Mm,
find ways to get them moving and try to get over whatever, because a lot of them, they go to the gym and they say people look at them because they look a little different, and they do.
sure.
And
Some
maybe those
some
people aren't looking at them.
self-consciousness happening there.
Correct. And maybe they're not looking at them in a bad way. Maybe they're just like, hey, look at that guy. And they're, making a little bit too much eye contact or something. And our students are getting uncomfortable. But
Yeah.
our motto has been the last few months is find one excuse to do something productive and not
Mm,
5 million not to. So
mm,
anytime one of
nice.
them comes to me with some excuse, they're already like, "Oh, I know exactly what you're going to say." And I'm like, "Yeah, just make one excuse to go to the gym today." And
Yeah.
whether that's you want to just get 1% better, or all the cliches out there, and we just try to pitch that. And we have a pretty good our students are doing a pretty good job of getting to the gym. So we're trying to get that, not just because we're only Monday through Thursday, but we're
Yeah.
trying to get them to do that on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, when we're not there to hold them as accountable as we can during the week.
Well, speaking of building up their strength, that's a nice little segue to
Yeah.
to the fundraiser that we've got. But let me take a moment to reintroduce you here for those who are just tuning in. I am talking here on Buzz for Good with Aaron Hall, who is the Assistant Executive Director of the nonprofit called No Bounds, which provides educational and life skills classes for young adults who have graduated out of the public school setting, young adults with intellectual disabilities, and trying to prepare them for meaningful employment that fully captures their capabilities and interests and passions in life. And with that, Aaron, let's kind of transition to the Southwest Virginia Plane Pool. That's
Yes.
PLANE that is happening on September the 28th at the Roanoke Blacksburg Regional Airport. What is happening here?
Yeah. So the Special Olympics Virginia they're actually doing these all over the state, but of course, with us being right here, we're doing our part because No Bounds is a part of Area 8, and every little section or every part of Virginia has their own little area, and this is ours. And we are going to the Roanoke Blacksburg Regional Airport, and we are a team of 25,
Okay.
and we are going to take 8 students from our No Bounds program. We're going to take 8 of our partners from Gold's Gym, the guys and girls that help train our athletes, and
Nice.
then we're going to take 9 from ECPI, because ECPI is where we are housed, and we have a lot of work studies. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to show everybody across the country that even though our students may look a little different, they may be a little slower on some things, faster on some things, but we're all just people, and we all want one common goal, and that's to come together, and we're going to pull this plane. So, like I said, it's 25 of them. We have to raise $2,500, and
Okay.
we are well on our way. As of August 21st, we are over $1,200, so we're almost halfway there.
Okay.
And every day that we're here, Monday through Thursday, our students are going over to Gold's Gym, and they're getting a little workout on so that we can pull this plane as far as we need to, and reach our common goal.
Okay. So you've got to raise $2,500 in order to be able to participate.
That's correct. And
Okay.
those funds go to Special Olympics Virginia.
I see.
So every so often, well, it's three times a year, Virginia's Special Olympics has different events at the state level.
Okay.
And in the summer, we go to Richmond University and have summer sports like track and field and softball.
Right.
In the fall, we go down to Virginia Beach and we play bocce, soccer, and then the spring is basketball. So individuals from all over the state come together and have the state games, and that's where these funds go to, assisting with that, with the facilities and
Gotcha.
our teams being able to travel and the accommodations like hotels and food and stuff.
Gotcha. Gotcha. And so you got to get $2,500. It sounds like you're about halfway there. For those who
That's
want
correct.
to make a contribution towards your team, where would they need to go?
So our No Bounds has a Facebook page and it's No Bounds LLC. And it's posted all over our No Bounds page. We also have an Instagram page. Our handle is no KNOW no NO bounds BOUNDS one. You can go there and we have a flyer with a QR code that you can scan. You can go to our website. It's no-bounds.org. It's on there as well, or you can reach out to me directly. It's a hall HALL dot no bounds at gmail.com. We can do it online, or we know that some people aren't as comfortable with doing an online transaction. We can also take check and cash. So if you're wanted to do that, reach out to my email. Again, that is a hall HALL dot no bounds at gmail.com, and we can arrange to make that donation happen.
Fantastic. All right. I will give you the opportunity to give all those ways at the end of our interview for those who maybe are still looking to jot it all down. All right. So that is September 28th, trying to raise $2,500 in order that will go to Special Olympics Virginia as part of the
Correct.
Southwest Virginia plane pull at the Roanoke Blacksburg Regional Airport. So awesome. Now, so that goes to Special Olympics, which a lot of your folks, clients participate in, but I'm sure No Bounds also has a lot of costs and is doing some fundraising in order to operate.
That's correct. So, like I said earlier, we charge our students nothing. They come for free. Dr. Bendari and myself have full-time jobs, and this is another full-time job.
Yeah.
And currently, we don't pay ourselves. So all
Wow.
the money that we raise goes directly to our students, whether that's to help them buy uh, technology so that if they cannot be in person, we can still reach out and meet with them. That goes to our travel funds when we go around and do our different things. So currently, we're not paying ourselves. And we're not charging our students because Dr. Bendari's mindset is there's already been enough of a burden placed on the families, and we don't want to take away any more and take away any funds that they may have.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so all right, so we'll get opportunity in a second to talk about how people can support No Bounds
Sure.
directly. But again, for those who are just tuning in, give me a kind of a classic case of the type of person that you are helping. So they come into the program, perhaps they're autistic or they have Down syndrome, and then what does a course look like for that student, and what is the hoped for
Sure.
outcome?
So I'll talk about my brother because he's in the program.
Okay.
My brother is autistic and he wants to be like a curator at a museum. And
Hmm.
he loves history. He's really good at history. I mean, you can ask him certain things and you're like, I have no idea how he knows this, but he does, and he can bring it off the top of his head.
Hmm.
So what we're trying to do is we're giving him some public speaking courses and teaching him how to speak in front of people. And with autism, a lot of times they don't like the social aspect. So we're trying to get him out of his comfort zone. So
Hmm.
we actually will have students come in that he doesn't know, and we'll ask him to do a presentation. We'll give him like an hour. We'll say, this is your topic, go make it happen. And he will research for an hour. He'll cite his work. He'll do it just like it was a college program or a college course. And what we're doing is we're building a resume for our students so that when they go out and try to get a job, they can see kind of the classes that we've given them, and we
Mm,
will give each employer a brief introduction into what we did in that class, and then make it available so that if they need more from us, we can give that to them. And the goal is to make them more independent. So my brother is a very high functioning autistic person. Right now he lives with my parents. And another thing is, when these individuals' parents or caregivers pass away, we don't want there to be a huge burden on the rest of the family. We want to we're trying to build the blocks so that the families know what to do with these individuals when their caregiver passes away, because
mhm.
there's a lot of stuff that it goes on behind the scenes, like their insurance, the way they get their benefits from the state, and we want to build all that. So that is part of our program, is we're working alongside the family to give them that information, if
Gotcha.
that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
the ultimate goal is to make them more independent so that they can live on their own and function without someone there. Uh, and we have different groups, and we realize that. And some of our lower functioning, we know there have to be a caregiver there to kind of make sure they're taking their meds and that they're doing the tasks that they're supposed to do. But the ultimate goal, again, is to make them where they're as independent as they can be,
Yeah.
depending on their abilities.
Well, and this isn't meant to be an indictment of the public school system, but like in your brother's case, how come he needs that additional education from No Bounds or through No Bounds in order to achieve his career aspirations?
Yeah, so my brother is 39. He is a year older than me. So we were in school all together. And he was just kind of written off, even from the
Yeah.
time that he was young. And I don't know that it's anyone's fault. It's just
Right.
the way it is.
Public
And
school
we're trying to
system, they have a lot going on already. So this is not,
correct. And they
yeah,
have a lot of rules to follow. And again, we're not faulting them at all. But my brother, from the time he was in first grade, he was told he was different, and they tried to this we were in a school system in North Carolina, and they tried to get him like completely out of the system. And my
mm,
parents luckily fought for him, and my brother stayed in. And I remember when he was in high school, he went to a classroom with like individuals of three or four, special needs individuals, and they were confined to that classroom. Now,
yeah,
luckily, we're not as far back, and now a lot of those students that have disabilities are in the general ed population and getting to interact with, lack of a better term, normal people.
right.
So they're teaching each other, and that makes it really cool. And that's what's so great about us being an ECPI with nursing students and students that are doing technology degrees, is they are coming into our classes, and we ask students that want to come in, and if they're passionate about something, we'll have them teach an hour on something, but then we allow our students to try to interact and teach them something. So it's a win-win. We're given to ECPI, and ECPI is given to us.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, again, talking here on Buzz for Good with Aaron Hall, the assistant executive director of the nonprofit No Bounds, which operates out of ECPI in Roanoke and provides just a wealth of resources and education and training and strengthening of young adults who have graduated out of the public school system, who have intellectual disabilities, and trying to get them in a position where they can embark upon the careers for which they have passion and capability in fulfilling. Um, so that was your brother's case. Give an array of the types of degrees that you and Dr. Bendari, the executive director, are currently involved with helping your people pursue.
So we've had one student that went through ECPI and got her associate's degree. Uh, and the degree, what it's in, coding.
Coding.
That's what she
Okay.
got it in. Yep. She wanted to be in healthcare, and she realized that due to her abilities, she would probably not be as successful interacting with people face to face. But with coding, she still gets to, and she's really good at it, and that's what she wants to do in life. So we are working on getting her employed. She has her associates now, and we're talking about maybe going the JMU route, because we're partnering up with them, and maybe getting a bachelor's degree. Another one of our students starts today. He's going to get his bachelor's degree in communications from JMU. He started out at one of the community colleges, and he just wasn't quite getting the support. His GPA was okay, but he wasn't quite getting the support that he needed. We also don't think he might have asked as much as he wanted to, because he wanted to be independent, which we want our students to be. But we also want them to realize that, hey, I might need a little help, and that's okay. So
Right.
that's what we're working on with him. He's going to be super successful. And then we have a couple other students that we're thinking about, going the bachelor's degree. With No Bounds, we're building the resume. So we're giving them a transcript. It looks like a college transcript. It's going to have all the classes and how long the class was and what the class went over, so that when they go to an employer says, I need somebody that's good at this, and they reach out to us and say, we're looking to hire somebody in this, we can send one of our students to that employer with their resume, ready to interview, ready to work, and be in their program, or in their place of business.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, it's been my pleasure talking with Aaron Hall, the Assistant Executive Director of the nonprofit No Bounds. They've got two, I guess, fundraising things happening right now. One, No Bounds is looking to place a team in the Virginia Special Olympics fundraiser of its own at the Roanoke Regional Airport on September the 28th, called the Southwest Virginia Plane Pool, where their team of 25 is going to try to pull a plane, but they need $2,500 raised in order to be able to participate. They're about halfway there. And so you can go find them on social media or reach out directly to Aaron. And give us your email address one more time.
Yes, sir. It is ahall, which is HALL, .nobounds@gmail.com. We're on Facebook. We're No Bounds. We're also on Instagram with the handle No Bounds 1. That's KNOWNOBOUNDS, the number 1. Or you can go to our website, and that is no-bounds.org. And we have a place on there if you would, and it tells about our mission and everything, and you can see all the things that our students are doing. And if you feel compelled to donate, we have a donate button on there as well.
Wonderful. Well, Aaron, thank you so much for the incredible work that you guys are doing through No Bounds, really giving young adults who have intellectual disabilities the opportunity to have no bounds in their lives and to be able to fulfill the potential that they have within them. And we wish you all the best, both with the organization and with the Southwest Virginia Plane Pool on September the 28th.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your time.
All right. Once again, I highly encourage you to support No Bounds and the great work that they are doing to make sure that all adults, regardless of their ability or disability, have the opportunity to fulfill their personal and professional goals. Now, next up here on Buzz for Good, Hokie football kicks off its 2024 season next Saturday, August 31st, against Vanderbilt. And in honor of the occasion, I am going to go back to fall of 2023 when we featured the Hokie Way on our TV show Buzz. Once again, the Hokie Way is a nonprofit that provides Virginia Tech student athletes the opportunity to use their name, image, and likeness to help nonprofits. And I am going to replay my conversations with head coach Brent Pry, lineman Fidarius Payne, and receiver Jalen Lane, plus another Hokie from a different sport that you will recognize. And they all prove that these Hokies excel on and off the field.
Name, image, and likeness is as important as anything we do, as important as facilities, as budgets, as staff hires. It's right there at the top of the list. It's on the forefront of every recruit, family, and our players currently on our roster. Everybody wants a platform where they can enhance their brand, profit off their name, image, and likeness, and find ways to build relationships, give back to businesses, charities in our community.
My name is Fidarius Payne, senior at Virginia Tech, and I play defensive line. I grew up in the Tidewater area, north of Portsmouth and Suffolk, and I went to the Boys and Girls Club in downtown Suffolk. And thanks to Boys and Girls Club, college, it was reachable, it was visible, because where we're from, it's either shipyard, the Navy, the military in general, or just the workforce, and the apprenticeship, the shipyard. My time in Boys and Girls Club, we visited a lot of schools during the summer, and we did a lot of summer camps, but when they took us in the summertime to go visit UVA and Virginia Tech, it was very eye-opening. We saw the cafeterias, the dorms, and just the life. It was different from the 757 area, because 757 is very city-like. And it was like, wow, these are what college towns look like, and it really opened up a different perspective to us.
At Virginia Tech, I want these guys to make as much money as they can off their name, image, and likeness. I want their brand to be unbelievable, where our local community, businesses, charities want these guys endorsing what they're doing, want that relationship.
Really, the community service part of the NIL, I really like that. I get to go and help people from the community, because growing up, I was always in the community service. My dad served 22 years in the military, so he always was big into giving back to the community.
We talk a lot about it in the recruiting process. Coming here and being selfless, being community-minded, giving back. There's all kinds of avenues at Virginia Tech to do that. And through the Hokie Way, an opportunity to make a profit off your name, image, and likeness, but also give back to our community. I don't know that it gets better than that.
This summer, around 4th of July, I went to the East Mount Community Foundation 5K, and that was wonderful. I really enjoyed myself, and it was just big. And you could tell it was very tight-knit, and the kids were going around, was racing. We was able to handle the little medals of first place, and you could just tell they took it serious. It was like a big thing around there. They got times to beat, they got records, and it was an amazing thing to be a part of.
The relationships that our players have an opportunity to develop and grow with local business leaders, local charitable organizations, that's life after football. Those experiences, you can't put a price tag on them. So certainly there's some monetary gain now, there's a profit now for these guys that's important, but also the relationships within our community, that's going to pay tenfold.
I don't look at myself as a role model. I look at myself as a normal, just human being able to be blessed with this opportunity to play football. And I know the people in this area really look up to me and these athletes, Virginia Tech athletes in general. So for us to show our face and Hokie Way to be able to help us is major.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Meadows. I'm the CEO of Boys and Girls Club of Southwest Virginia, and today we're at Roanoke Country Club celebrating the 24th Delta Dental Pro-Am for kids. We are still tallying the donations and the contributions, but we're on track. We're predicting about $125,000 raised with this two-day event, and those funds really go to support our summer camp programming that is either free or very low cost to families. Yeah, so we were really grateful to be selected as one of the Hokie Way's partners for the year. So our kids, they have such big dreams, but they don't always get to see people living their dreams. And so to see these other young people who are living their dreams and accomplishing these amazing things is really inspiring for them, especially when they get to spend a little time with them in such an individual basis like they did today. They get to hear their stories and how they worked hard and what they did to overcome obstacles to reach their goals. And that just means a whole lot to our children.
My name is Sean Padula. I go to Virginia Tech and I play basketball there.
Hi, I'm Jalen Lane. I play wide receiver here at Virginia Tech, just transferred in. I'll be a senior, and I'm from Clover, South Carolina.
I'm from a large family, so I love being around kids, and this is like a great opportunity to be around kids, even though I'm far away from home. So the Boys and Girls Club, charity events, stuff like that, it's kind of just giving me a taste of home, and it's a great opportunity for me to kind of go back to my roots.
This year was the first, big NIL opportunity that I got. Coming from Middle Tennessee State, it's a smaller school. They don't have, honestly, they're getting a lot now, but, at the beginning of it, we didn't have a lot of opportunities to get those NIL deals as you do at bigger schools. But, coming here, just getting to do stuff like this, being able to have an impact on kids like at the Boys and Girls Club.
Especially for kids like this who maybe don't grow up in the best environments, or in the best homes, and maybe they just ask this question and see what life is like for us and realize that we're going through very similar problems ourselves.
the biggest thing I want to do, like throughout my life, is leave an impact. And what I've been taught growing up is your legacy is very important. How you treat other people is very important. So like partnering with the Hokie Way is a big reason why I'm out here today, even just because I know that it's for a great cause, and I know like what I'm doing today could possibly impact someone. So
it's obviously nice to have things and to get stuff for what you do, but it's also nice to see people light up and to see yourself make other people happy. And this event with the Hokie Way and Boys and Girls Club is a prime example of that. Just seeing the kids smile and seeing them talk to someone who might be their role model. I don't know if I'm the role model to them, but someone else might be, and seeing them ask questions and seeing them get a little nervous too. Like, it's just exciting to see. And it's funny because I remember I was in their same shoes, like looking up to college athletes. So it's definitely a nice reflection.
It's funny, when I was at MT, we played at Lane in 21, and the atmosphere is crazy. Like, I remember the opening kickoff, he had a good return, and the crowd was so loud, my ears started hurting a little bit. But it was I'm excited, and I'll be glad that they're cheering for me this time instead of against me. So yeah, definitely.
All right, and lastly on today's show, we are proud to present our 5th season of Buzz on August the 28th on Blue Ridge PBS, when we air our episode starring Mountain View Humane and the marketing buzz that they receive from students with the Radford University School of Communications. We're going to be actually having a watch party this Wednesday night at Radford University. You can find out more about that through our website, buzzforgood.com. That's buzz, B-U-Z-Z, 4 good.com. There's also information through our Facebook, which is also at Buzz for Good. If you miss the premiere of the show, you can always go to our YouTube channel at Buzz for Good and watch. And here is a sneak listen of our 51st episode of Buzz, starring Mountain View Humane.
They're not the rich and famous. Their profit comes not from the thing they sell, but the good they do. Our nation has more than 1.5 million nonprofits that employ 1 out of 10 Americans, providing services that otherwise go unfulfilled, keeping our community connected when all else fails. But nonprofits often lack the tools to properly promote themselves, to inspire more donors and volunteers and clients to their cause. That's where I come in. I've been in the nonprofit world for nearly 20 years. I connect nonprofits with marketing professionals who donate their time and expertise so that, at the end of the day, these life-giving organizations can do more, do better, by creating more. That's right, Buzz.
With thousands of stray and unwanted animals roaming our communities, it sometimes feels like it's actually raining cats and dogs. But in Southwest Virginia, it's also raining compassionate humans who have devoted their time, talent, and money toward curtailing, pun intended, this epidemic through the nonprofit Mountain View Humane. On today's Buzz, we feature this nonprofit as it prepares to celebrate its 100,000th spay and neuter. And we meet the advertising students at nearby Radford University who are helping Mountain View highlight this milestone with a lot of new buzz.
I'm Lori Gibbons, and I'm the Executive Director here at Mountain View Humane.
Hi, my name's Aaron Osborne. I'm the Executive Director of Administration here at Mountain View Humane.
Our mission is high quality, low cost spay neuter for owned or community animals here in the New River Valley and beyond. We started 14 years ago, and since then we have grown by leaps and bounds. Last year we did 6,552 spay neuter surgeries, so we have a very busy clinic.
When you compare the cost of a spay and neuter procedure at Mountain View Humane to that of a full-service veterinary clinic, you're looking at a difference of $400 or $500 depending on the sex of the animal. So where we come in, if there are individuals who can't afford the full-service veterinary clinic's cost, they give us a call. If they are truly in need, we have them go to our website mvhclinic.org. They scroll halfway down through our website, click on our financial aid application, and fill it out.
And we provide wellness exams as well, and so that might be a vaccination for rabies or Lyme disease or whatever the cat or dog might need, because we want to serve a purpose in the community, and we want to be there for anyone who has an animal that needs help.
We have an internal fund that we receive donations for. It's called Spay It Forward. Individuals can receive up to $40 discount off of their services with that subsidy. Another subsidy we have is Petco Love. Petco Love reduces surgery costs up to $50, so that is a wonderful subsidy. We also have something called the Tulip Fund, which was founded and created by our founding board member, Karen Waldron. Clients who have pit bulls, it reduces their surgery cost to $20, so it is very heavily reduced. In addition, we recently received a Banfield spay neuter grant, which if clients receive it, it's a free spay or neuter, so it covers the entire spay or neuter in total.
So why the focus on spay and neuter? For that, I turned to Mountain View's veterinarian, Dr. Amber Lee.
Spay neuter is really important because, first of all, it helps keep their pets healthy. So a lot of diseases that arise in pets, such as an infection of the uterus called a pyometra, can happen in unspayed female cats and dogs, and they can be fatal if they're not treated. But by spaying them early on, you are basically getting rid of any chance of your female cat or dog developing a pyometra. In males, prostate diseases are really big, and if you neuter your male dog or cat, you can effectively eliminate the possibility of them developing a prostate infection. Also, male dogs and cats that are intact tend to roam more, trying to seek mates, and that can lead to car accidents or them getting lost. So spaying and neutering is really important in that aspect. And then as far as population control, spaying and neutering is really the most effective way to make sure that we don't have a whole population of unwanted, homeless dogs and cats. Yeah, I mean, I'm here because I care about the relationship that clients have with their pets. And so a happy, healthy pet ultimately means a happy client. And that's what I'm here to see. I love animals, and I want to keep animals healthy, but also part of my job is making sure that the client is also happy, because I know how much that relationship between a person and their pet really means in their family and their household.
Mountain View Humane has been so successful since its founding in 2010 that it will soon celebrate its 100,000th spay and neuter. It's a milestone that they want to promote and have actually turned to one of their own clients, who happens to be a marketing professor at nearby Radford University, for some buzz.
I'm Dr. Courtney Bosworth. I'm an associate professor in the School of Communication at Radford University. I teach the advertising courses. One of the courses I teach is the advertising copy and design class. This year I decided to work with a real client for that class, Mountain View Humane. I got involved with them because I got my 2 new cats spayed there. I got talking with Lori Gibbons, the executive director there, and we just struck up an idea that my students would start developing some communication assets for their 100,000 spay or neuter event coming up this year.
My name is Jacob Hurd. I'm a media studies and advertising student here at Radford University. I'm really excited to work on this project with Mountain View Humane because it's given us an actual opportunity to work with a real business instead of just like a simulation or an assignment that was given to us. We actually get to kind of go into the belly of the beast, as it were, just to actually work on a real assignment with real people.
It's exciting to be able to give my students a real-world experience in the class, but also help them give back to the community and serve a nonprofit that is very worthy of our work.
I knew Radford University's advertising students would create some great buzz featuring Mountain View Humane's mission and milestone. So I took some time to visit 3 vital stakeholders who make any nonprofit possible. Their clients, of course, but also their volunteers and donors.
My name is Melissa Link. I live in Christiansburg now, but I'm from Giles County. I'm here today because my dog is getting an exam and the rabies vaccination. And then next week, my other dog's coming and getting the same thing done.
All right, well, my name is Kenzie Witcher. I am actually a year resident of Christiansburg. I originally resided in Radford, Virginia for the last 6 years, so I was basically just kind of looking for someone to kind of help us out with the care of Gia, and one of my good friends said that she had brought her kittens here several times, so I decided I wanted to check it out, and when I did, I got a response back immediately, and I was like, okay, they're willing to work with me, so I'm here. Yeah.
I like it here because a lot of places I've been to don't really like pit bulls. A couple vets have made me put like muzzles on my dogs, and they just get really nervous. All of them are rescues, so they've all been coming here since I've had them. All 3 of them got neutered and spayed here. My cat got neutered here. The environment's really nice. I actually buy their clothing a lot as well because it's just cute.
She is a German Shepherd and a Lab mix. She is my doll. She's my girl. I have 2 boys. I have an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old, so she brings the girlness in the house, you know. But she's been great. She's like more of a protection dog for me. I'm a single mom, so I'm going to do any and everything to make sure she is up to par and has everything that she needs. She's like a family member, so that's our baby.
Is that her? Is that her right there?
I think so. She may hear me. That's her. That is her. Oh. She knows my voice. I mean, literally, I've had her since she was just a little old thing.
I grew up in foster care, and I was kind of the unwanted kid, so pit bulls are kind of like the unwanted dog. You always see the worst things happening to pit bulls. You always see them getting judged. You can walk down the street and somebody will switch sides just because they don't want to be near your dog. And I like them because somebody's got to be there for them.
So today we're here to have her neutered. She's 2 years old, so I just wanted to do what I felt was best for her and I and bring her here today to have her neutered. And from the sounds of it, she's ready to go home. But that is the main reason that I did bring her today. But after just talking with the staff and everything, I learned that they offer other services. So I will be bringing her back for just shots, rabies shots, and all that good stuff in the future.
And my pit bulls have never hurt me. They've never chased me. They're really protective over my 7-year-old. I have a little boy, and they would protect him over me any day. We can't wrestle or anything because they don't like him being messed with like that. They don't bite or anything, but they're just like, this is my kid. Like, you don't hurt my kid.
One reason that I chose here as well, on behalf of being a single mom, I really couldn't afford the amount that the place that we normally were going to charge, and they didn't do payment plans. So with that being said, that's another reason I reached out and did my application with them here, and when they got back out to me, I was totally surprised with what they could help me with, and I was like, oh my gosh, can we get this done ASAP? I don't want to have any other puppies. It's like having 3 kids, you know, with already having 2. So that is another reason, the main reason I reached out here, and they were just on it. They explained everything in detail, and I accepted. I was happy, and I'm happy with everything.
Mountain View Humane is just as passionate about caring for unowned cats and dogs, as I learned from volunteer extraordinaire Robin Toney.
This buzz, you cannot beat that. I mean, it's just a high I'll have all day now. And when I help people catch their cats and they get it too, it's contagious.
All right, hi, I'm Robin Toney. I do feral cat trapping here in the New River Valley. Been doing this for about 10 years now. Last year I beat my own record with 130 spay and neuter for returns. I thoroughly enjoy this work. Not only do I love cats, but I love to champion for them. They are certainly underrepresented, underprivileged. and there's help out there for people who are feeding cats. I think that's the most important thing for us to get word out about, is there's nothing to be ashamed about. We need to, feeding and fixing go together. That's what I like to say. Today we're at J&J Salvage. This is my first attempt here.
We have a lot that, neighbors that have cats and everything, and the next thing we know, their cats are down here.
Right.
We have a cute little gray and white one that we have no idea where it came from. It wasn't one of the ones here. I think it was one of the neighbors that showed up as a rejected kitty that ended up getting in with the brood out here. And
right.
Next thing you know, it's accepted, and now it's
part of the family.
Part of the family. So there's quite a few out there.
How many do you think you have altogether?
24.
Really?
Yeah, we've gotten down to 7, and all 7 were fixed.
Right.
And then another batch came, and it's just, we just find every time we turn around, there's a new cat.
We're trapping cats today. I'm shooting for 5. We're gonna go straight to Mountain View after that for spay, neuter, rabies vaccine, recovery overnight, return tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, I think there's some young ones here. Oh, there goes the female. She looks pregnant, actually.
I've gotten into a trap.
I need the one with the guillotine door. Okay. Unfortunately. Alright.
Is that 5? That's 5?
Oh my God. And see, just like that, just how I thought my strategy was gonna go did not go as planned, but
Still did it.
All right, let's see your happy dance.
I get the bird lover question a lot too. I'm an animal lover, period. But we're in a crisis. And if we're trying to manage animals in an empathetic way, which is how I operate, I don't care what anybody else says, what anybody else is doing. I lead with empathy. That's how I get work done. I love birds, but I love cats and I love dogs. But if we had dogs breeding behind dumpsters and at junkyards, and best believe we'd be sounding alarms and running the roads, but we tend to look the other way when it's cats for some reason, and I don't understand why.
And this is all volunteer for you?
Correct. Like, I'm going to work after this.
And you have the patience of a saint.
Well, I don't know about that. When I'm working with cats, I do. But, thankfully, my department, they know what I do. I've been doing it for a long time. I've been at Tech for 16, 17 years now, and I've been doing this for 10 of it. So they're very aware of what I do and supportive of that. I have community leave hours that I can use. So I do that, but I only get 16 hours of that, so I mostly use sick time or personal time or something like that. I mean, why? Indeed, but why not? Simply, I've got the drive, I've got the passion, the knowledge. I've been cat training my whole 10 years. I mean, my mentors just led me here, and that's, my heart completely just leads this work. I'm not gonna cry, but I do love this. Lori has met with me and I have cried with her plenty. My heart is 100% in this work. I love them. And I love the people that love them. That's the thing. The folks that I've met doing this stuff, can't touch that. They call me, they send me pictures of their cats. It's really a great thing. All right, let's go spay and neuter some cats, shall we?
Good job.
Love it.
Thank you, Lori. Appreciate you as always.
Thank you, Robert.
You're such a good champion to me.
There's one hanging out.
For the donor, I stopped by the gorgeous Shawsville, Virginia horse farm of Karen Waldron and her husband, Sean Ricci, whose passion for animal welfare is matched only by their willingness to help found and fund Mountain View Humane.
From the time I could walk, I was surrounded by dogs, cats, very soon to also be horses. And I grew up with parents and siblings that were so compassionate and so helpful. And, you know, over the years, I've seen a great deal of horrors, you know, just sad things happen with animals. And my husband, Sean Ricci, and I decided that we had to get really serious about getting active on this. And we ended up with so many animals being dumped on our farm. At one point, we got up to over 50 cats here. So when you get numbers to that degree, you finally realize there's a real problem. And it's not just here, but there is a serious problem, and we have to help educate others on spay and neuter.
Among the horrors visited upon Bent Tree Farm, a pit bull that had been used as a bait dog in dogfighting, found emaciated and lying for dead along a nearby road. Karen and Sean, of course, took in the dog, which they named Tulip, and appeared to like people.
But at the same time, she had been conditioned to the point where she was extremely dangerous around any other animal. She saw everything from a cat to another dog to our horses as something that was going to rip her apart.
For 4 months, Karen and Sean cared for Tulip. They had her spayed. They hired professional trainers who came to the farm 4 days a week to try to overcome the psychological trauma that Tulip had endured. But when one chance encounter with a cat turned Tulip on her, Karen knew she had to put her down to save other animals and people from being attacked.
It rips me apart. And if you go in their facility, they have now done this incredible wall mural that has a cat and a dog in there. And I walked in and it just like took my breath away, and I went, oh my God, you put Tulip on the wall. And they use her picture in a lot of, or her image in a lot of their publicity. And I know that it was horrible to lose that girl. What we saw happen to this exquisite dog, we worked extremely hard to try and reduce the chance of anything like that happening to any other dog again.
As part of their investment into Mountain View Humane, Karen and Sean created the Tulip Fund that provides spay and neuter surgeries for pit bulls for just $20.
We are completely over the moon about the fact that we are almost to 100,000 spays and neuters. The staff has grown. We also have the advantage of having students brought in from Virginia Tech, and they are learning shelter medicine. They are learning the value of spay and neuter, so they, as they come out of school, can really educate their clients better. I think most people have, in their lives, had dogs or cats that have made a difference in their well-being, in watching their children grow up with a great friend, and they're great for those of us who like to exercise. We take our dogs walking every day. I think that animals bring a level of humanity to all of us that we need. We truly desperately need. And by sharing our lives with dogs and cats and any other creatures that people are passionate about, they allow us to evolve into better people.
Okay, that is almost all of our 51st episode of Buzz featuring the nonprofit Mountain View Humane. What's left that I did not share with you here in the audio version is the exceptional marketing buzz that students with Radford University School of Communications created to help Mountain View Humane commemorate its 100,000th spay and neuter. So to see that, you will have to tune in Wednesday night, August 28th, to Blue Ridge PBS and watch our episode of Buzz, or go anytime after that to our website, buzzforgood.com. That's buzz, B-U-Z-Z, 4good.com, or our YouTube channel at Buzz for Good. Also Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and even TikTok at Buzz for Good, and watch the episode for yourself. And that will do it for today's show. Thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you for wanting to learn more about the nonprofits that make our region a better place to live. Until next time, I hope you continue to be a buzz for good in your community, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye now.